The 2025 Hyundai Tucson. We have a subtle new refresh here with some great updates, and towards the end of this video I'll be sure to share with you how you can save a considerable amount of money on the 2024 Tucsons. Alright, let's get started. For 2025, the looks have changed. I think we have a more smoother look, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It's still that weird, interesting looking SUV, but the front end, the rear end, and the lights, they all get changed. We have some new wheel designs as well. And if you go with the XRT trim levels, which is essentially your off-road Hyundai products, you will be getting a bridge type raised roof rail for better cargo space on the top of the Tucson in 2025. Another small change is we get a larger rear wiper blade. But let's move on to the powertrains. We still have the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine serving as the base option with 187 horsepower and 178 pounds-feet of torque. And you can get this powertrain with either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, mated to an 8-speed traditional automatic transmission. This is a great setup. It's going to work extremely well for most families, so that's highly recommended. But we also have a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid model. So the hybrid is going to utilize the 1.6 liter turbo 4-cylinder with a 47.7 kilowatt hour electric motor and a 1.49 kilowatt hour battery pack. This is going to offer you 231 horsepower. It's going to be mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. I've tested this exact same unit in the past with some of the other Hyundai models, and it lacked some smoothness. But hopefully, since we're so deep into the life cycle now, it's been several years, I'm expecting them to have improved this setup and it should be smoother, especially now in 2025, but we shall see. Anyway, the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid for 2025, they do get a subtle power increase, so that 231 horsepower, 258 pounds-feet of torque, that is more than what you got before with the Tucson hybrids. Now moving on, we have the plug-in hybrid, again utilizing a turbo 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine with the 6-speed automatic, this time with a 72 kilowatt electric motor and a 13.8 kilowatt hour battery pack. We have 268 horsepower, 258 pounds-feet of torque. We don't have the official range number yet, but for 2024, the Tucson plug-in hybrid was able to travel 33 miles in pure EV range. So this should be pretty much the same as that. And both the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid come standard with all-wheel drive. With these hybrids, you can also adjust the regenerative braking. And believe it or not, with the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid models, you will be getting something known as the baby mode, which is supposed to offer you smoother or more gentle acceleration so you don't upset, children, infants, or even pets that are riding with you in the vehicle. So that is interesting. I remember in the 2023 Genesis G90 I tested, that vehicle had something known as the chauffeur mode, and it worked kind of decent. I mean, it essentially controlled the braking function of the vehicle to make it a little bit smoother. Like, you still had good stopping power, that didn't change. However, there seemed to be a bit less dive when you got on the brakes. So I don't know, Hyundai, at least they're trying here with things like the baby mode. I would love to try that out for myself, but yeah, that's everything you need to know for the powertrains. If the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid seem too complex, or if you don't really trust Hyundai and Kia when it comes to these more involved drivetrain setups, just note that you do get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty that will protect you during your ownership cycle. Not to mention, leasing these vehicles seem to be extremely affordable as well, and I'll talk more about that towards the end. But let's talk about the interior space, which also gets a refresh, and this is very similar to the Hyundai Santa Cruz that I recently covered, where you got yourself a new steering wheel, which again is very reminiscent of the Genesis steering wheel, so I do like that. And we get standard wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, but for all of the trims. I remember in the past with a lot of Hyundai and even Genesis products, you would get wireless Apple CarPlay with the lower trims, but if you stepped up to the highest trim level possible, like your limiteds, then vehicles like the Tucson, the Santa Cruz, and even the Genesis G90 that I tested in 2023, it would not come with wireless Apple CarPlay. It was the craziest thing. I have no idea what Hyundai was thinking at the time when they initially came out with things like the Santa Cruz and this Tucson. It was great products, very comfortable, very smooth. I had a lot that I appreciated with these models. However, I just could not understand why they wouldn't give the top trim levels the wireless Apple CarPlay and the wireless Android Auto. That was the craziest thing to me. But here we have it for every trim as standard. And we also get separated climate control functions with the 2025 Tucson, just like the Santa Cruz. And we have physical knobs, we have buttons and dials for your audio controls as well. So that is absolutely brilliant. The only other changes, if you do step up to the higher trim levels of the Tucson, you will get a column shifter to free up space in the center console, and that's totally fine. As an option, you can get things like a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster and a 12-inch heads-up display, but standard, you will be getting a 12.3-inch infotainment screen, and this will give you over-the-air updates as well. And if you want, you can add in Wi-Fi hotspot. Also for 2025, with the infotainment system, Hyundai is claiming that the processing speeds and the response times are faster than before. And I've never had an issue with Hyundai Kia's technology. They almost always react perfectly. It's easy to use, no issues. One thing I do appreciate about the top of the line limited models is you do get laminated glass in the front to help reduce noise. Safety tech, that's also not an issue with Hyundai Kia vehicles. They work extremely well and they give you the good and useful safety tech as standard with these cars, like the blind spot monitoring and the rear cross traffic alert. But something that's new for 2025 is going to be the forward attention warning, which is going to use infrared sensors to monitor if the driver is alert and paying attention to the road. This technology will work in conjunction with the Smart Cruise Control 2. So if you're using the adaptive cruise control, but the driver is being unresponsive, then the vehicle will safely come to a stop and it will turn on the hazard lights for you. We don't have the official pricing yet for the 2025 Tucsons, but the pure ICE models should be coming to dealerships in June of 2024, and the hybrids should be coming later in the summer. We still have 5 trim levels, the SE, the SEL, or the Blue. We have the XRT, the N-Line, and the Limited. I'm sure we can expect some form of a price increase for the 2025 model years, but we'll see. Anyway, here's how you can save with the 2024 Hyundai Tucsons. I have partnered with AutoCompanion, one of the largest brokers in the United States. He is located in Washington, D.C., and he is offering between 11 and 15% off MSRP on the 2024 Tucsons. That is some insane savings right there. And there's like additional $2,000 worth of incentives that you can potentially qualify for as well. And you can see more of this with AutoCompanion's free leasing calculator, which I'm going to have linked in the description box below. This is a powerful tool because leasing programs, they change every month, and this calculator will also update every month. And this will show you the interest rate of the lease, the residual values, and also the incentives you can qualify for in your local zip code. And yeah, the Tucson leases are insane. They're like $200 to $300 a month, assuming you have perfect credit. But it's not just the Tucson. The Santa Fe is really affordable. Same thing with the Elantra, the Kona, and if you want the larger Palisade, he's got great discounts and deals on that as well. But yeah, if you want some of the cheapest Hyundai pricing in the country and you want to work with AutoCompanion, he is located in Washington, D.C. You're going to have to either ship the vehicle to your destination, that's something you have to pay for, or you can pick up the vehicle at Washington, D.C. He does charge a broker fee, but if you sign up with my affiliate link in the description box below, he will take some money off of that broker fee. So hopefully you appreciate these resources. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you are a Hyundai Tucson owner, let us know how it's been holding up for you. Let us know how the dealership experience has been, because it is imperative if you're going to take advantage of Hyundai, their great deals, and their excellent warranty. You do need to have a high quality Hyundai dealership nearby where you live, so make sure you do your due diligence. Go through your local dealerships' reviews. But thank you so much for watching. Take care and goodbye.